It's getting over the line, and today was a difficult game because West Ham plays not to go down, and in the end it was very tense, like most of the time in the season, because Arsenal scores less goals in recent weeks, and their goalkeeper again today made a great save, and at the end of the day this could be a decider for the championship.
There was 2 incidents at Fulham. There was an offside with Watkins. You know, the VAR got 4 decisions right, which without VAR would have been wrong. We wanted VAR to get decisions right. Now they are getting them right. Let's not give them a kicking.
Yeah, I think you've just preempted what's coming up later on in the show. Gary Neville suggested England won't face a more pressurised situation than that. Do you agree, Dermot?
I think it's probably the most impactful decision VAR have made in the 7 years it's been going. Because of the magnitude, as Jay said, it could potentially decide the title. It could potentially decide who goes down. There was so much at stake. It had to be right. And
plenty of you are getting in touch about this. Greg says, yes, there was a foul on the Arsenal keeper, so disallowed the goal. However, the rule should allow the foul by Declan Rice to be considered and a penalty awarded to West Ham.
There is a chronological order. So it's not a case of, oh, there was a foul on the keeper. Well, Declan Rice fouled him, so it should be cancelled out. It should be a goal. It doesn't work like that.
Well, Fiona asks, do we need to change how corners are refereed?
I think it's really tough. I mean, I'm not sitting on it. It's really tough because there's so much going on. Because there's so much going on, you could sit there and tear it to bits. And we want to play football. We don't want to just sit like on a computer game and just, oh, this is this, this is this, this is this.
Why did that VAR decision take so long?
Again, it had to be right. It can decide a relegation or a champion.
Arsène Wenger has reportedly broken his silence and delivered a scathing criticism of VAR following Arsenal's controversial Premier League clash against West Ham United, reigniting debate over officiating standards in English football. The match, which saw Mikel Arteta's side secure a vital win in the title race, was overshadowed by a major VAR controversy involving a second-half incident when Bukayo Saka drove into the penalty area and appealed for a handball against a West Ham defender. Despite strong protests from Arsenal players and fans, referee Chris Kavanagh allowed play to continue after a lengthy VAR review, with officials deciding not to recommend an on-field review. The decision immediately sparked outrage across social media, with many supporters insisting it was a clear penalty that was wrongly ignored. Wenger, who has long been vocal about the implementation of VAR in football, reportedly expressed deep frustration over the incident. He is said to have questioned how a system designed to eliminate clear and obvious errors could fail to intervene in such a high-stakes moment. According to his criticism, VAR is not reducing controversy but instead increasing confusion and inconsistency in key matches. The former Arsenal manager also reportedly highlighted the disruption VAR causes to the flow of the game, arguing that lengthy stoppages and unclear communication are damaging the emotional rhythm of football. His comments have once again intensified the ongoing debate about whether the technology is improving the sport or making it more controversial. The controversy did not end there, as West Ham later had a stoppage time equaliser ruled out following another VAR intervention involving contact on Arsenal goalkeeper David Raya. The contrasting decisions only fueled accusations of inconsistency in officiating throughout the match. Arsenal legend Thierry Henry also reportedly criticised the officials after the game, while growing pressure continues to mount on PGMOL chief Howard Webb over VAR standards and decision-making transparency. Despite the controversy, Arsenal secured all 3 points thanks to a decisive goal from Leandro Trossard, keeping their Premier League title hopes alive. However, the victory has been overshadowed once again by refereeing debate rather than footballing action. Wenger's reported comments have now added further weight to growing criticism of VAR, with fans, pundits, and former players calling for urgent review and reform of how technology is used in modern football. Calls are now increasing for clearer communication from officials during matches, with many arguing that live explanations of VAR decisions should be introduced to reduce confusion and restore trust among supporters. Without such changes, critics believe controversies like this will continue to dominate headlines after every major fixture.